apple tree at the edge of Sunder Park had witnessed many seasons, secrets, and stories. But none quite like Maya and Arjun's. It began when they were both 7 years old. Maya had just moved into the neighborhood, a whirlwind of questions, scraped knees, and untamed hair. Arjun was the quiet boy who always had a book in his hands and a pencil tucked behind his ear. She found him sitting alone on a bench beneath the tree one day, drawing a spaceship in a notebook. "Can I sit?" she asked boldly, already climbing onto the bench without waiting for an answer. He looked up, startled, but nodded. From that moment on, the bench became theirs. Their friendship grew the way wildflowers do, naturally, beautifully, and with a stubborn refusal to fade. Maya brought chaos, Arjun brought calm. She'd drag him into games of hide and seek, bike races through puddles, or treasure hunts that led nowhere. Arjun would show her stars through his tiny telescope, build contraptions from broken toys, and write stories with her as the main character. Every day after school, without fail, they met under the tree. It didn't matter if it rained or if the sun scorched the earth, they came. It was where homework got done, or at least attempted, secrets were shared, and problems became smaller. One day, when they were 12, Maya arrived with a shoebox. "What's in there?" Arjun asked. "Our time capsule," she said proudly. "We put in stuff we want to remember forever." She placed a note that read "Best Friend Contract," a candy wrapper from the day they first met, and a photo of them dressed as pirates for school play day. Arjun added a tiny origami star he'd made, a toy rocket, and a folded paper that said, "When we're old, let us still sit on this bench." They buried the box beside the tree and marked the spot with a stone shaped like a heart. The twist in the path. At 14, Maya arrived late one evening. Her usual energy was missing. "I have to tell you something," she said, tracing patterns on the bench with her finger. "What's wrong?" Arjun asked, sensing the weight in her voice. "We're moving to Pune. Dad got a new job. We leave in 2 weeks." The silence was heavy. The tree rustled above them, as if even the leaves were unsure what to say. Arjun looked down. "What about us?" "The bench, the time capsule. I'll come back. We'll write. We'll video call. It won't change." She reached into her pocket and pulled out 2 colorful friendship bracelets she'd made with threads from her mom's sewing box. "For you. So you don't forget me." He tied his around his wrist and smiled, though his chest ached. "Impossible." For a while, they stayed in touch, late night chats, birthday video calls, occasional letters. But life, like a winding path through thick forest, led them in different directions. Arjun joined a science club, entered coding competitions, and began preparing for engineering entrance exams. Maya got involved in theater, art workshops, and volunteering. Her messages became shorter. His replies came days later. Eventually, silence grew between them like a wall. Not out of anger, but time. Out of growing up. Still, neither of them forgot. The bracelet stayed on his wrist through school, through heartbreaks, through successes. The tree visited his dreams more often than some people visited family. 10 years passed. Arjun, now 24 and working as a software engineer in Bangalore, returned to his hometown for his cousin's wedding. One evening, with time to spare and an ache for something familiar, he wandered into Sunder Park. It hadn't changed much. The kids were new, the colors brighter, but the tree stood tall, roots deeper than ever. And the bench was still there. He sat down slowly, fingers grazing the worn wood. His bracelet was still on his wrist, though the colors had faded into near gray. He remembered every laugh, every story, every goodbye. Still saving my spot, came a voice behind him. He turned sharply. There she was. Maya. Older. Taller. Still untamed, still familiar. She held an umbrella in one hand, and on her wrist her bracelet, faded like his. He stared, stunned. You came back. I always meant to, she said, sitting beside him. And then? Life. But today, something told me to check if the bench still stood. They sat in silence, the good kind. The kind that fills spaces, not creates them. After a while, Maya laughed. Do you think the time capsule's still there? They dug beside the tree, dirt under their nails and smiles on their faces. And there it was, the shoebox, weathered but intact. Inside, the memories waited patiently, the pirate photo, the friendship contract, the rocket, the origami star. Maya held the note that said, when we're old, let us still sit on this bench. I guess we're not old yet, she said, eyes shining. No, Arjun replied. But we made it back. The bench under the old tree continued to watch over them, older, wiser, still listening. And every year after that day, no matter how busy life became, they met beneath its branches. Because true friendship isn't about never drifting apart. It's about always finding your way back.